Hey, welcome back to the Rep Reports, the news that matters to you. We have a couple stories that I think you're going to be interested in. The Johnny Depp trial is back on today. Amber Heard's on the stand, and I know how much you guys like hearing about the different types of lies that she says. We got a good one for you today. Also, Jeffree Star's back in the news. Apparently, he is the kingpin of LA. We're going to talk about that. And a little bit about Hasan and Ethan from H3H3 in their podcast segment, The Leftovers. All that more as the Rep Reports. Our first story, we're going to be talking about Ethan from H3H3 and one of his co-hosts, Hasan. They have a segment on the H3 podcast YouTube channel called Leftovers where they talk about politics and different things of that kind of nature. I heard something that they said in a clip that was going around on Twitter about Keemstar, host of YouTube channel Drama Alert, and Etika, who was a live streamer that passed away in 2019. Now, obviously, for years, there's been an ongoing beef between Keemstar of Drama Alert and H3H3's Ethan Klein. Here's the clip.
Isn't that like literally what he did? He like goaded Etika into like, you know, really horrible things that happened to Etika. Like, he did that. Like,
yes,
he was trying to desperately create content.
Etika was in the midst of a complete mental breakdown, like a bipolar psychosis. And Keemstar was saying stuff like, well, if nothing's real, why don't you jump off a bridge and stuff like that? And he did. And he actually did eventually.
That's
and
what
in the video he recorded, by the way, he mentions Keemstar, his goodbye video when he's on his way to the bridge. He mentions Keemstar.
That's what I mean. I don't like talking about it too much, but like, it's just, I mean, he's a gross person. Obviously, like, we're making jokes right now. And like, I love, you know, I do find him a fascinating character because, you know, he's just
fascinating. Like, you know, he's like,
yeah, he's fascinating. He's like, I'm always in awe that like a person can like really up the ante with how fucking disgusting they can be. You know what I mean? And suffer zero repercussions for it. So, you know, good on him. But pretty funny. I do love that he was like, you know, the guy most famous for like saying the N-word and you know, being a Trump supporter and is like.
Now, a lot of people were upset about this because it was on Etika's birthday, and even if it wasn't, bringing somebody up in this way to take shots at somebody isn't any type of way to remember them. One user says this. He mentioned Keemstar in his goodbye video. He literally smiled when he brought up Keemstar and wished him the best. I don't know how Ethan can keep this stuff up when people literally related to him have went out and said there was nothing wrong with what Keem did. Another saying, bro, when someone's family tells you to stop putting their kid's name in your mouth, you stop that stuff. Why do you keep talking about this when people who are actually affected by it have told you to stop? And I do agree with this. I remember watching Etika's last video and he had nothing but good things to say about Keemstar. Not to mention Etika's mother responded to narratives like these saying this. Hello Keemstar, this is Etika's mother responding to you to address the recent accusations you've received in relation to his death. I wish to inform Etika's fans, friends, and viewers that Keemstar is not responsible for Etika's passing and should not be held accountable for my son's actions. Etika loved Keemstar's show and wanted to make his appearance on the program both memorable and exciting. My son's goal was to make the segment as dramatic and as entertaining as possible, not to use it as a vehicle of hatred toward the show's host and creator. Spread love and goodwill instead of passing judgment. What's truly needed is much better platforms supporting mental health awareness throughout the world. Please build up your online community with kindness instead of recklessly breaking each other down. In God we trust, we'll take these blessings we send out to you. And Etika's mother isn't the only one that was close to Etika who had this similar opinion. And at this point, to go against the wishes of someone in this way, I mean, it's no matter what your opinion about someone is, it's not a good look. But let me know what you guys think about this below. Amber Heard has lied so much, it's difficult to keep up. As you know, she's in a defamation trial against Johnny Depp. I posted a video talking about a lot of the major lies. If you haven't seen this video, you need to watch it. It's insane. I'll put it above or in the pinned comment. I know you guys like hearing about this kind of stuff, and we've got a comparison for you. It's her 2016 and 2022 testimonies. She's giving the exact same story from the part of her testimonies. Now, it's interesting. One's in private, and the other one's public, of course, and honestly, I think it speaks for itself.
Punch Johnny Depp with a closed fist in the history of your relationship with Johnny.
Answer it however you feel you wish to.
One time, Johnny was hitting me, and he was hitting me hard and repeatedly, and I was screaming. He makes this motion when Jerry Judge yells "boss."
I just remember this brief struggle we had before.
All we had was a little bit of separation, and my sister runs down the stairs. We're on a landing.
Ms. Heard, I must interrupt you because I've asked you a yes or no question.
Withdraw your question then.
Now, I do want to say, which is very interesting, that her sister Whitney also has different versions of these events. I'm going to see if I can find them, but basically she says that Amber was the one that was causing the argument, and Amber was the one who she was afraid was going to push her down the stairs. Now, it's very interesting. You'll see a lot of different things between this 2016 and this 2022 comparison. Jennifer Howell, who was a former employee of Amber Heard's sister Whitney, said that Whitney told her that Amber was extremely violent and couldn't understand why Johnny Depp was putting up with Amber's abuse. Whitney actually testified about this very same incident, where she says that she had to go sleep on her employer's floor. Well, this employer is speaking out and said this: "I am that employer. This is not what I was told to be true. Whitney came to live in my guest room, not on my floor. Whitney told me that she tried to stop Amber from attacking Johnny." Whitney said that when she tried to intervene, that Amber, not Johnny, almost knocked her down the stairs. Now let's go back to that comparison.
Have you ever hit Johnny Depp?
He was about to push my sister down the stairs. She was attempting to break us up.
Kind of break away Whitney, my sister, all of a sudden put herself in between Johnny and I. She just threw herself like in the line of fire or whatever.
I am protective over my baby sister. When he laid hands on her, I don't know what I did.
All of a sudden was there, I was trying to get Johnny to stop. Her back was to the staircase,
But I know I jumped in between the actions that I saw could lead to a fatal injury to my sister. She was standing on the top of a flight of the stairs, and she has never hurt anyone in her life, and she does not deserve to be pushed down the flight of stairs.
Johnny swings at her, and I just see my little sister with her back her back to the staircase.
Now, what's about to happen is she's about to say Kate Moss, and this is a huge deal in the trial, and it's something that's ultimately probably going to backfire against her, because this probably never happened. And she didn't say it in the original comparison 2016 in private. Let's listen to what she said.
Johnny swings at her, and I don't even wait for...
And it looked like she was about to be. And I would have done what anybody who has a child or a sister would have done. I acted defensively in her life. I saw her standing on top of a flight of stairs and trying to interrupt a fight in between him and I.
I don't hesitate, I don't wait, I just in my head instantly think of Kate Moss and the stairs.
I don't know what part of my body I put in between me and him and her. But I would have done anything. I would have done anything to prevent her from being pushed down a flight of stairs.
And I swung at him.
There's a lot of a bit different there. I think it's really interesting, the differences in her demeanor from then to private to public. And when she said Kate Moss, Johnny's lawyer reacted like this.
In my head, instantly think of Kate Moss and the stairs, and I swung at him. I just, in my head, instantly think of Kate Moss and the stairs, and I swung at him.
This is a huge deal because it's an obvious misstep by Amber Heard and her lawyer team because, well, it's likely going to blow up in her face. The reason because it could open the door to calling in Kate Moss. It's considered a tangential issue that usually courts don't let you bring in, but since the defense opened the door and said he did this, they now may be able to call her to prove it never happened, and this could blow up in her face. This could actually allow them to talk about Amber's past relationships where she was, yes, arrested for domestic violence. Depp's team believes Heard's lapse may allow them to bring in evidence of her prior 2009 arrest for allegedly hitting her ex-girlfriend Tazia Van Ree at the Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. She was charged with misdemeanor domestic violence, but prosecutors declined to move forward with the case, according to Depp's lawsuit. Again, I talk about this situation in depth in my Amber Heard video, which will be in the pinned comment. You need to see it. We haven't heard about Jeffree Star in a good minute. Likely because he moved to Wyoming to raise yaks. Yaks.
Yak.
Oh, it's a yak. This move came shortly after Jeffree Star was canceled along with Shane Dawson after they were mega exposed for manipulating and pulling strings behind the scenes of the whole Jeffree Star Dramageddon situation. It was an expose of epic proportions. I'm talking DEFCON level 4. Hard stuff to recover from, and where the viewers at one time were invested and really hopeful for their makeup collab, Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star, their opinions sharply turned given in this situation because of the severity. Things have been pretty quiet up until an influencer named Mickey uploaded several videos in late April about Jeffree Star. We're going to talk about that.
There's shade going down at Star Ranch that needs to be talked about. I met Jeffree in November of 2021 when I was invited to visit the ranch. When I arrived, Nadine, the assistant, was supposed to pick me up from the airport, never showed. So I had to buy a $120 Uber from Casper International Airport to the ranch, which is like 20 minutes outside Casper. And then when my Uber arrived, wasn't even allowed up his private road, so I had to walk the half mile up to the gates of Star Ranch, and then from there up to his house. But this was my one opportunity to take photos of the property, as there's no phones when Jeffree's around. The gates of Star Ranch, further up the road, and you can clearly see I'm not in a car, I'm walking. Literally took me 30 minutes to walk up. Not many people know this, but Jeffree's not the only house that lives on that private road either. Jeffree's very intimidating to meet for the first time. He needs constant appraisal or else he turns hostile.
So there's a lot of things that question, to me, the validity of these claims. There's not a lot of evidence here. Another big thing is the fact that he must have not been like a super important guest, because he didn't have a ride there. He was walking up the private road, taking pictures. It's a very odd thing, but let's continue this as we need to get to the bottom of it.
Hi guys. So before I even had a chance to speak about my experiences on Star Ranch, I got a little present from our friend, Miss Jeffree Lynn. My very own cease and desist letter.
A lot of people said that this was actually not a cease and desist letter, it was a resume, but it looks like it actually is a cease and desist letter, as you'll see in another video in a moment. But again, let's continue.
I'm not scared of the truth. I know what went on, and I'm not afraid to bring that to light for everybody else. And here's something that not a lot of people know about, but back in 2020, when Jeffree got canceled for the first time, there's a reason he got canceled, and it's because of the influencers that are out here in LA, and the IG influencers, because they got a hold of a little bit of information that wasn't released to the public, and those bridges that he had in LA were burned, and they pushed that whole cancellation forward for him and made that a whole thing, and that info didn't even get released to the public. He was canceled on stuff that...
So what we're hearing is that what it sounds like to me is a conspiracy of where Jeffree was some kind of kingpin in LA that was dealing... check your screen out right here. And the Instagram mafia didn't like the way he was doing this, so they pushed forward his cancellation. Again, there's not any evidence to support any of this stuff, but let's continue listening.
Like not even under the surface of what was going on. But that's a different story, because what we're talking about today is why he fled from LA to Wyoming to try and be relevant again and hide from his little past things that he had going on. And I can tell you that the exploitation, the narcissism is so rampant on that ranch, it's mind-boggling. It's scary that after everything that's gone on, this is still allowed, because he can buy a mansion in the middle of nowhere and just have people cater to him still. It's mind-blowing. And everybody knows about Jeffree's best friend. And I'm not talking about my ex-best friend, Boone. I'm talking about Jeffree's best friend, Tina, who's the reason why all of his bridges in LA are burned, why he had to flee to a ranch to be able to do what he wants and not get called out for it anymore.
So apparently Jeffree's new business isn't raising yaks, it's raising Tina. And by Tina, I think you know what I mean. Honestly, I don't feel like these are big accusations. Is it just me? Because I don't feel very surprised to hear about these things. Given the monumental amount of things we already know about Jeffree Star, I just am not surprised that he's dealing with any illegal substances, allegedly. It's just, and the rampant narcissism that he talks about, I mean, that's Jeffree Star, right? That's like, this is what it is. I'm not surprised at all. I just am not.
The way he would put my friend Boone in danger to be able to have his fix, I will never be able to forgive or forget. The situations that he was put in is criminal. It's wrong, and it disgusts me to this day.
Basically, another part of this was Mickey has a friend named Boone who apparently stays at the ranch with Jeffree, who he feels Jeffree's putting them under a lot of danger, having them go 2 hours outside of Casper to pick up on illegal substance runs for Jeffree, and this, that, and the other. If you haven't been keeping up, this is what one user summarized. He's basically saying that Jeffree's ranch is something of an R. Kelly house, and the reason he got canceled in 2020 was because influencers from LA found out that he was doing some shady stuff, and they pushed forward his cancellation, and that's why he fled to this random ranch to continue this shady stuff with no repercussions. He gets his friends to pick up illegal substances from random weirdos and puts them in danger. He got sent a cease and desist letter from Jeffree, but because he's speaking the truth and he's not under NDA, he's got nothing to worry about because he's not doing anything illegal, pretty much. Okay, his friend Boone, okay, yeah, so that's that. There's not really much to that, but if more information comes out that puts more validity to these types of claims, and if Jeffree is a kingpin and that surprises you, please let me know in the comment section below. That being said, and as interesting as this video was, there's always something that's more interesting to me. That's right, you guessed it. I want to know what you think. So just go leave your creative or interesting responses in the comment box below. Thumbs up for those likes. As always, brothers and sisters, I will see you in the next video. Head pats. So that was a good rep reports. I'm also working on another video. I'm gonna try to get it out for tomorrow. I'm gonna put out more videos this week, or try to do that. I'm getting back in the swing of things. I went to Helen, Georgia the other day. I took a lot of pictures, and it's on my Facebook account. I'll put that in the pinned comment. I'm really enjoying taking pictures and going on these trips and sharing them with you guys. Other than that, rest in peace to Greg the cat. Dearly miss you, my best friend, so much. And really appreciate my patrons. Thank you for your continued ongoing support. And if you would like to support what I do here on this channel, or if you have any topics for me, let me know below. I'm going to put the Patreon link in the pinned comment. Check it out, see if it's something that you like, because that's just another show that you're repping. If you're not repping, you're Greg, and how you do that, I'll just subscribe, notifications turn on, be in the comment section after every single video, because I'm going to be there. Greg the cat is going to be there in spirit, and the rest of the Red Soul community as well, and I expect to see you there too, because this channel loves you.